Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rakha and I am from SMP Quran Darul Fatah. Today, I want to tell you about my story. The title is The Story of Prophet Ayub alayhi salam. Long time ago, there lived a kind and pious man called Ayub. Ayub was a very wealthy man, but he still worked hard with the farmers. He was always thankful to Allah for giving him so much. He was also helped the poor and needy people with what he had. Allah was pleased with Ayub and made him a prophet. One day, Shaitan came to the people in the form of a man and told them, "Don't you know that Ayub is only thankful and pious because he has so much wealth? If everything was taken away from him, he will certainly lose his faith in Allah." Upon hearing this, some people stopped believing in Prophet Ayub alayhi salam. Shaitan went to the heavens and said to Allah, "If I had the permission, I was prove to the people that Ayub is only thankful and pious because of the wealth you have given him." Allah said, "We know our servant better than you. If you wish to test him, you have the permission to do so." Upon hearing this, Shaitan was very happy and said to his friends, "Now we shall see." The next day, Shaitan put a terrible disease in the sheep that belonged to Prophet Ayub alayhi salam, and they all died. Instead of getting upset, Ayub alayhi salam raised his hands and said, "Oh Allah, these sheep were a trust from you, and now you have taken your trust back, and I give thanks to you." Shaitan said to his companions, "Of course, he still has a large farm from which he gets much yield, and he can afford to buy even more sheep. That is why he's not complaining." In the middle of the night, Shaitan came to the farm and gardens of Prophet Ayub alayhi salam and burned them to the ground. In the morning, Ayub alayhi salam was told that his whole farm and all his gardens had been burned. Instead of becoming sad, Ayub alayhi salam raised his hands and said, "Oh Allah, I still give thanks to you." Shaitan became angry and scaled the house of the children of Prophet Ayub alayhi salam to collapse over them, killing them all. When the news of this reached Prophet Ayub alayhi salam, he was worshipping Allah. He became silent for a moment and said, "Oh Allah, life and death are in your hands. You gave me offspring, and now you have taken them back. I continue to give thanks to you." One of the followers of Satan said, "Ayub is indeed a good servant of Allah, and he is thankful to him at all time." Shaitan replied, "But look, even though he has lost all his possession, he is still healthy and strong. I am sure that if he lost his good health, then he will certainly stop giving thanks to Allah." The next day, when Ayub alayhi salam awoke, he found that his whole body was covered with wounds. When his wife saw his wounds, She immediately began cleaning and bandaging them. Shaitan told to the people, "Look at Ayub. He has a dangerous disease. You must force him to leave this town, otherwise you will all be infected." The people listened to Shaitan and forced Prophet Ayub alayhi salam to leave the town with his wife and go to desert outside the city. His wife would work in the town during the day and take care of him in the evening. 7 years passed. Then one day, Shaitan came to Prophet Ayub alayhi salam and said, "What condition are you in, Ayub? Do you still give thanks to Allah?" Ayub replied, "Go away from me, you accursed Shaitan. I will continue to give thanks to Allah till the day I die." And saying that, he raised his hands and said to Allah, "Ah Allah, I seek your protection and give thanks to you. Indeed, you are the most kind." At that very moment, he received reply from Allah. Allah said, "Ayub, you are indeed a good, thankful servant of mine. Now strike your foot on the ground, and a spring of water will go forth. Take a bath with this water, and you will be cured of all sickness." When Ayub alayhi salam did this, not only did all the wounds disappear from his body, he became young again. Upon saying this, Shaitan gave out a shriek, shot up in the ball of fire, and disappeared. When his wife returned from the town, at first she didn't recognize him, but later she understood what had happened. She too washed herself with the miraculous water and became young again. And Allah blessed them with the children and gave them all the bounties that they had lost, and more again. Ladies and gentlemen, the moral value of this story is, do not lose hope in Allah. Another thing we may face while going through a hardship, know that Allah is testing you only because He loves you. The real life is the life of hereafter. Keep making dua to Allah and be certain of its acceptance. Finally, Ayub alayhi salam didn't lose hope in Allah. He prays to Allah and eventually accepted it. Okay, that's all about my story. Thank you very much for your nice attention. See you and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.